Good morning, everyone. My name is Christine Guevara.
And I'm Kate Curtis.
And this is Cru Weekly.
Please stand. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. On a certain Sabbath, Jesus went into the synagogue and taught, and there was a man there whose right hand was withered. The scribes and the Pharisees watched him closely to see if he would cure on the Sabbath so that they might discover a reason to accuse him. But he realized their intentions and said to the man with the withered hand, "Come up and stand before us." Then Jesus said to them, "I ask you, is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath rather than to do evil, to save life rather than to destroy it?" Looking around at them, he then said to them, "Stretch out your hand." The man did so, and his hand was restored. But they became enraged and discussed what might they do to him. The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today is September 11th. 16 years ago, we remember the tragic events our country faced on this day.
We spoke with some teachers who remember very vividly 9/11. Where were you on September 11th, 2001, Coach Natera?
I was on my way to class, a media communications class actually, and I was sitting in my car, and I heard it come on the radio that airplanes had crashed into the World Trade Center.
I was at work. I actually went to work that day, and I was with the U.S. Forest Service. I was employed as an engineer with the U.S. Forest Service. And several of us were out in the woods. We were looking at a timber sale area. I remember that. Somebody called us in on the radio saying that there had been an accident in New York, that a plane had crashed into a building. And I thought it was an unfortunate incident. We just thought it was like an accident. But when we got back to the office, all the employees were by their television sets watching the news. And someone said that we were being attacked. So well, we didn't know what was going on, but we saw all these aerial attacks on these buildings, and then all the explosions and things like that.
Please join us in a moment of silence. Now on to academics.
Christine and I caught up with Mr. Waters' oceanography class to see what they're up to.
What are we learning right now in oceanography?
Well, we're learning about different civilizations, like the Romans, Phoenicians, Polynesians, Chinese, Egyptians. Well, because we're learning about their maritime achievements and how they explored the ocean.
Well, next week we're going to go also digging at Love's Lookout, and I'm also excited for the shark dissection, which we're doing later this evening.
And moving on to fine arts.
This past week, Mr. Amo held auditions for this year's one-act play. So, Mr. Amo, what are you guys doing this year for one-act play?
Okay, for TAP's one-act play, we're doing a play called The Rise and Rise of Daniel Rocket. And it's an interesting play, but it's about a young boy who thinks he can fly. And he kind of gets bullied. So the first act is when they're all sixth graders, and then the second act is 20 years later and what life is like for them.
What are you looking for in this audition process for each of these characters?
I think clarity in just being able to be on stage and act the role of It's not necessarily acting like a 12-year-old, but putting that across, the time difference between the first act and the second act.
Cru Weekly reporter Luke Miller gets an inside view of Crusader athletics.
Isaiah, last year your team beat Ore City in a high-scoring game, 91-71. Should we be expecting another shootout like last year, or will we be seeing more of a low-scoring defensive game?
It's going to be a high-scoring game for Gorman, because our offense is great this year. Our defense is locked down, so it's going to be a pretty good game for us, and we're going to come out on top.
Appreciate it, Hag. Kassidy, tell us about how your team is preparing for district play, and what should we expect to see from the Lady Crusaders for the rest of the season?
So we've been practicing every day, have games twice a week now. We take everything seriously. Coach Giorgio has been bringing in some people to help us out in practice, which we've seen the benefits of already. And we're hoping to see more of that as district play draws close. There should be some pretty good competition this year, and we hope to get some wins against the district teams.
Thank you, Kassidy.
In the tradition of recognizing outstanding readers of the Accelerated Reading Program, we will honor the top student every month by presenting the winner with a certificate and a t-shirt.
The summer was filled with time to relax with a good book, and students wasted no time in earning points on the books they read. In fact, there was a tie for the top point earner during the summer.
So, the title of Reader of the Summer of 2017 goes to 8th grader Hayden Ludwig and junior Peyton Harris.
The competition for Reader of the Month for August was also very steep. The reader we would like to recognize for earning the most points in August is 9th grader Joseph Benedict.
A special thanks to their English teachers, Mrs. Ferguson, Miss Russo, and Mrs. Prestige, for encouraging them in all that they do. All winners should stop by the library at their earliest convenience, and remember, students of all grade levels are welcome to participate in the AR program. Consider joining up with a friend or family member and sign up as partners in reading. Forms are available in the library. That's all for us today here at Cru Weekly. I'm Christine Guevara.
And I'm Kate Curtis. Thanks for watching and have a great week.
Bye!